So, my first time playing Space Station 13. What happened? Well, I was starting off as on the shuttle as always. Uh, Buckled down to a seat, and I started as in the medical for the med bay as a medical intern. I immediately started to punch myself in the face since I did not know that the server started out with you automatically attacking yourself, and it lacked some of the UI elements that you can see down there. My inventory is also not very representative of a med intern. I've been trying to play this game before, but I mean, young, impressionable teenagers and YouTubers who tell you that you in this game can do haha funny stuff, trolling, and being a clown, literally, doesn't go that well and will land you very easily in space security in the prison cell for 5 minutes. Also, not knowing the controls with T to talk at that time, I pretty much fucked up, and this did not go well. So I've been meaning to get back into the game and this time do it right. As you see, were some lacking UI elements on that station, which confused the heck out of me because especially the guy who made the tutorial that I had watched, especially told me that they should be there, especially told in the video that he made that they should be there. However, they were not. So finally figuring out that I needed to press 1, I unbuckled my seatbelt and went on my way to explore the space station. I found Medbay, and after going through the Medbay doors, I started exploring Medbay a bit. I found a door and a room behind that and went in. The guy behind the counter uh, approached the guy behind the counter and he started to drag me out. And after I was out there, he started to beat me, asking me what I was doing in there. I explained to him that I didn't know that it was his office and that I am sorry and I just went in there because the door was open. He apparently accepted that as an apology, and I was on my way again. I met two of my coworkers talking in the hallway, and I saw this hideous creature. This hideous creature. An axolotl. I thought it was some kind of space maggot, so I decided to squish it with my emergency toolbox. The guys immediately confronted me and asked me what the heck I was doing by and beating me. I explained to them that it was a hideous creature, and they apparently accepted that, and I was on my way again. I saw another door, and behind the door it was pitch black. I thought it was just a maintenance shaft which you couldn't go into, and I found some neat medical supplies back there. I also found a biosuit, and this this was a good thing. I found this biosuit, put it on, put the hazmat hazard, the bio hood on, and look, I had the coolest drip on the station. Now that I was fully prepared to not get sucked into vacuum, I also had a bit of oxygen with me, and I had what was left of my emergency toolbox that the other guys had confiscated, which would certainly not come back to bite me in the ass again. So, it turned out that the door was only able to open from one side. The guy that had kicked me and be out of his office and beat me before also went back here, but he apparently could open the door. But because it was very dark, I was not very fast and couldn't see very far in the dark. I lost him and ended up at the closed door again. After that time, I found a second door. I went through the second door, and the door was closed behind me again. Now, please notice that I did not know at that time how to use a radio, and well, the door just closed behind me. I found an engineering locker, but there was nothing useful in there, and I was stuck in that area. I waited for around 10 minutes, asking if someone could help me in the out of character chat, and I don't know if the message went through or not, but after I typed it from somewhere, an engineer showed up and opened a third door that I've never noticed before, and I could go out there. I did not realize in the darkness that there was a third door. However, there was. Unfortunately, with my luck of getting stuck in there, I also I also oversaw some loose wiring on the floor, which led me to get electrocuted by accident. Just as I was about to fade out of reality, the engineer came back out of nowhere and called me a dumbass, but luckily enough decided to drag me back to Mad Bay where I'd come from. The guy that had beaten me up before, uh, uh, the guy that had beaten me up before and kicked me out of his office, which apparently was my supervisor or something, patched me up and told me that they even had found some synth flash. He didn't know they had that apparently, but he was very lucky about it. He found it very lucky that they had stuff like that laying around. So, however, I had lost my hazmat suit and I didn't want to go through the hassle to pick it back up. So, yeah, here I was. I also wore a breathing mask and oxygen at that time, and I went up to the next medical vending machine to get me some possibly higher grade med supplies, but however, the vending machine said that I didn't have the ID for that. I was a medical guy, I was a medical intern, so probably I did not have that. A few down the down the floor, however, in the side alley, I noticed a snack machine. I was quite hungry, so I decided that I wanted to get some snacks out of the machine. Oh boy, big mistake. Because I fell down. At first, I thought, oh shit, I must have not been healthy enough. I must have probably not gotten enough health because I still had some bruises, I still had some burns, and I fell down. I did not know why. Introducing the villain of the story, Chad. So Chad was a chemist. He wore a bandana, he wore an oxygen mask, a lab coat, and some normal trousers, apparently. Chad decided then to drag me. I was hoping Chad would help me get back to medbay so that my supervisor could patch me up fully, and that possibly my supervisor didn't have done his job well enough. However, Chad with his oxygen mask dragged me into a shower with no O2 supply and took off my O2 mask. Um, I wondered what the hell was going on until Chad said, die already. Because it took me quite a long time to die and to suffocate without oxygen. So, yeah, Chad probably had, as a chemist, injected me with something that I did not know, and I did not know what happened. So, I was there and I was dead. I was dying. My supervisor was literally on the other side of the door, but weirdly enough, he never came in there. Chad apparently had not only killed me, he also had killed 7 other people, which which became very apparent since he went around in a glass area where apparently uh, a suffocated um, janitor lay. Chad, as I observed him, later proceeded to then to drag a helpless, unsuspecting lizard man and carry him around the station, which I could read by reading the chat there and clicking on this guy, so that I could see that he was not very well and that he was absent. So Chad even went around space security, but they apparently didn't question him. So I was reborn some 10 minutes later as a monkey by two scientists. I tried to warn them about Chad, but apparently they didn't understand, and they asked me as an experiment to take off my cap, which, well, if you know what happens with a monkey if he takes off his cap, his psionic cap, he becomes a normal monkey. So that's how the game ended for me. Since and I had to end the game since it was getting quite late, and I did not really have time to hang around much longer, just in case something was happening and the game was ending. But apparently, there were still 70 people alive, and the station was, despite some clowns in a corner doing some mischief, apparently too good in a state of being than to kind of leave it. So, yeah, that was my first Space Station 13 match, and I hope that I can record the other things instead of drawing it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, leave a like, leave a comment, and tune in next time.